What's going on, y'all? Welcome. Thank you for listening in. I am Raul Diaz, y'all's classmates. And here with me is actually my coworker. His name is Robert Ramirez. Robert and I, we're quite close confidants at work. We see each other like 3 to 4 times a week at least, give or take. There was a period during this past summer we were working during the weekends, and we actually grew pretty close. And I'd say Robert is probably one of my closest friends, if not. I wouldn't consider him a best friend, but he's a pretty good friend.
I'm heartbroken.
And my best friends, we stretched back over to my high school days, and unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to attend the same high school. You're gonna hear a lot of coincidences and be like, how do they not meet a lot sooner? But because we're literally about the same age, I'd say we're like 6-7 months apart.
If that, yeah.
Yeah, see, Robert's born in the summer of '95. I was born in the winter of '96.
Yeah.
So, I just turned 25. He's been 25 for a minute. He's about to be 26, so.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, so from one young man to another, this is Robert Ramirez. Where were you born again, man?
Just Arizona, Phoenix. Nothing special.
You're born in you remember which hospital you were born in? Or
I think Thunderbird.
Thunderbird? Oh, the one over on 50.
Is that the one that looks like the, what is it? The Flintstone Hospital? Circular windows?
I think so, yeah. It's like on 59th, 51st, and Thunderbird. Yeah.
Last time I was there, I was a baby. Couldn't tell you.
Well, I know it's on Thunderbird because that's the name of the street. I was born in, for me, I only ask because, I met a lot of people that were born in the same hospital as me. Because I was born in St. Joseph's.
Okay.
I mean, I couldn't really give you the cross streets for that one,
Yeah.
but that one is actually pretty popular hospital. I don't know if they renamed it. I heard there was some controversy going on in that hospital, but
I have no idea.
yeah, and same thing. The last time I was there, I think my brother was born. I don't remember which hospital. I'm pretty sure he was same hospital as me. Which coincidentally, that's my earliest memory is the day he was born. Me just goofing around in the hospital, just being a menace.
The day your life went downhill.
Yeah, the day my life went downhill and all the love and affection went over to the little brother. But you can relate though, because you got a little brother too. He's like what?
I believe he's 22 years old now.
22, yeah.
22 in December.
Well, that's hilarious. My brother just turned 22 in October. See, look. Already with the coincidences, That's coincidence number 1. Right off the bat, we're both roughly the same age, and so is our little baby bros.
Yep.
But yeah, you grew up in Arizona all your life, right?
Yeah. Arizona, El Mirage, and dabbled in Surprise for a few years.
El Mirage.
For the most part, I was in the ghetto streets of original El Mirage, the original square mile.
Oh, okay. So right by that park over.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gentry Park.
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
I never lived in El Mirage.
Sorry.
No, I mean I lived in Glendale, so 67th and Northern, where they got I think they call it Crack City or something because it's almost every other person with a problem living down there over at that QT on 67th and Northern. But yeah, no, we used to live there and. It was back when you were able to walk to school and home at a really young age, 7 or 8.
Without having to worry about being stolen or anything.
Yeah. Yep. I know that's what sucks about today's day and age. Well, I mean, man, the things that you were able to do back then, man. Whoa, you a troublemaker?
Oh, yeah.
What's some of the things you used to get into?
Oh, man. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but I'll say it anyway.
Well, just about as clean as you can is his...
I mean, nothing too bad, I suppose. Mm-hmm. I just remember being a little hoodlum. Going across the street, my parents didn't really care. They just, as long as I was home by bedtime, then all was good.
Yeah.
Across the street at the park, we had a little, I guess it was a flood runoff area, and they had the sewage gate, I guess you could call it. I don't know. We just go down there, grab some dead grass, burn it a little, start small, containable fires. I know it sounds bad, but I'm just being honest.
I think you had to be your own little fireman.
Pretty much. Start a little fire and stop, drop, and roll on top of it.
Oh man, no, like we were like miniature pyromaniacs. So like, I had a cousin who lived like in Maryville, over like on 32nd and like Encanto.
Yeah,
and he would swipe lighters. So one particular day, he had a lighter and he had like a little twig branch. He lit the end of it, and we all burned ourselves right here on our forearm. I don't know if you can still see it. Probably not. It's healed over the years, but I had it literally like a big old like dark like spot right here on my forearm, where like me, my brother, and my 2 other cousins, we all branded ourselves.
Nice. And
we pretty much called ourselves like the 4 brothers, like Marky Mark and.
True sign of intelligence is a brand.
Yup. But we were also pyromaniacs. We lit quite a bit on fire. I mean, nothing huge like grass or anything.
Houses down there.
Yeah, no.
That I know of.
Like I said, it was literally just burning the ends of twigs and chasing each other around after that, because we would stinge ourselves and like, I was like, ah!
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, could you imagine? This is what cows go through. That's with the metal.
Yeah. And then they become hamburgers.
Oh, man.
What a life.
Yeah. You become hamburgers for a cannibal.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer, the people nommer.
Oh, no.
But no, so you used to get quite into trouble, like burning grass, anything else? Like,
I mean, I was, it's quite redundant. I was a good, bad kid, so I didn't really get caught a lot. But mostly in school, just the class clown, the huge.
Yeah.
Wouldn't stop talking, trying to make everyone giggle. Teachers hated me. What else? I don't know. We were just bad. We were just annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, me too. Like, when I was growing up, I mean, I had that fear because they would always be like, we're going to call your dad. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to get,
That's
I don't want to get the belt.
That. I remember in school, they would always warn me with that. But I knew my grandma, because I lived with my grandma, I think 3rd grade and above. And she wouldn't answer any phone calls that she didn't have saved, or unless she was expecting a call. So anytime my teacher was like, I'll call your grandma, I swear, I'd be like, I'll call him for you. And then I would go up there to the phone of the teacher's desk, dial her number, let it ring, and I'd be like, look at here, teacher, voicemail. And then later that night, she'd be like, oh, I have a voicemail. I wonder who it's from. I'd be like, I don't know, just delete it, I guess. So I never got in trouble because of that. So I had my loopholes.
Yeah, No, like for me, like, because the older I got, I realized that I became to notice, like, my dad would spank us. So I did this thing where, because he would stop once we started crying. So like it was always a game. Like, it was like, how many hits can you go without crying? And at first we were idiots. We were like, I bet I can probably get like...
You're just getting beat the longest?
Yeah, like whoever could last the longest between me and my brother. But it ended up turning to because I'm like, I hate getting spanked. So I would make myself cry before he started whooping me. Then he just give me like a big old lecture. Yeah. And I was like, I'd rather sit through this than get the whooping. But
just crocodile tears.
Yeah, pretty much. And then as I got older, I'm like, oh man, I hate these lectures. I think I'd rather get the whooping.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh man. But you say you mentioned you lived with your grandparents from 3rd grade on.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, to give you a frame of reference, before then, both of my parents, when I was conceived rather, they were 15 years old. So 15-year-old parents aren't going to be they're not going to get a mug saying number 1 dad, number 1 mom.
Yeah. So
I was probably, 6 years old, and they started messing with drugs pretty heavily. So living in the house with them was sort of like just I felt like I just had roommates that I didn't know that well at the age of, no, I wasn't even 10 years old, I would say.
Yeah.
So it was at first it was kind of strange going from a home, like I said, just seeing my parents. Whenever I did see them together, they were either beating each other up physically or mentally.
Yeah.
And when I didn't see them, sorry, they were just away in their room with the doors locked, and that was better than having them around, you know? So once that was all done, CPS almost took us a few times, me and my brother. So it was either go to a, what is it called, a foster home of some sort, or luckily for me and my brother, our grandma's sent straight from heaven. So she took us both in immediately. She wasn't going to have us be in, you know, the foster system.
Yeah.
So going from a home like that to a home where it still wasn't the greatest, but having a stable, grandma and grandpa love each other. They give each other kisses goodnight. They say I love you to us. There's always a guaranteed meal on the table. There's, you know, new clean clothes on our backs. I had a bed. I used to sleep on just a box spring, believe it or not.
Just a box spring?
It literally was just a box spring on the floor.
Dang.
Yeah. I had the same pillow for 500 years. Scooby-Doo pillowcase. Still remember it to this day. So going from that to having somewhat of a stable home, you know, it was night and day. Not even, I don't know where I would be right now if they didn't save me.
Yeah, no, it's got to be tough, you know, like, I mean, obviously I've never been through anything like that, but I know that if anything ever happened to me, I know I would have had the privilege of, the honor of having my grandma and my tia, my aunt, be there for me and my brother to take care of us and guide us the right way. So, I mean, I've had the honor and the privilege to meet your grandparents, and they're very, very nice people. Yeah. I know, like, I was like, man, these were my grandparents. Yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But no, like, it's got to be tough, you know, going through that, seeing your parents struggle early on, and you know, like you mentioned, 15-year-old parents. Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine. But
it was something, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, you know, we all take lessons that our parents teach us. I mean, whether it be good or bad. I mean, they always outweigh each other. Yeah. But in the end, you know, you got yourself through life, through high school. Now, barely. Oh, well, you're bad in high school or something?
Oh. Let's just say if I had never showed up, I probably would have still had the same grades. It wasn't the greatest. But senior year, I made up for it. I finally realized I can't be an idiot forever, you know? Like,
yeah.
I was never dumb. I was just lazy. Like, I'd see the work and I was like, why do this?
Yeah.
But obviously, I know why I should have done it in the first place, but yeah, so.
Yeah, like for me, I was usually like a procrastinator, but eventually, like as time rolled on,
just grow up.
Yeah. Yeah and no, but like I just started to like, you know, I was like, just get it out of the way. That way I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Like take this week for example. I think I had like a handful of assignments I had to do, and I got it all out of the way.
Yeah.
And I just saved the interview for last.
Yeah.
You know, just some that I could just, you know, kick back, relax, hang out with my friend, and, you know, just talk for about 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But, like, that's something I picked up in senior year. So I picked it up late. I knew a lot of people that were already, like, doing that.
Uh-huh.
And here I am. I'm like, hey, you guys realize if you do your homework as soon as you get home, you can just watch TV the rest of the night. They're like, yeah, we've been doing that since we were in kindergarten. Yeah. I'm like, oh, my bad.
They're like, yes, we're normal students.
We're normal. What's wrong with you?
I was like, oh, that makes sense. Why didn't anyone tell me?
But you didn't play sports in high school, or?
No. Oh, no, I didn't have the grades to. I was asked plenty of times, either football or wrestling. one of my math teacher outside of school, he had a second job at Best Buy. Every time I went there, I would literally avoid his section because every time I saw him, hey, come play rugby. Hey, you want to play rugby with us? Hey, how about that rugby offer? And I was just like, oh my gosh. It's like, I don't even know how to play rugby. I don't even know what rugby is.
Yeah, no, like I had, thank you. I had several, like when I was going from 8th grade to freshman year, because obviously freshman football, everyone makes a team.
Yeah.
And with me, I was the class clown. By then, I'd already made my my presence known in the classroom by then.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey man, you should play football. Football season will be fun if you join." I mean, I kind of poked the bear a little bit with some of the already football players, so I'm pretty sure they just wanted an excuse to hit me.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that if I actually played athletics, I would be a lot more built than what I'm already at right now. I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of the beer I drank that after I left Straight Mountain. That's what killed me. But you live and learn, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I also oh man. No, I was just remembering that I did play baseball, and
Yeah.
for those who don't know where Shadow Ridge High School is, it's near the White Tank Mountains. That's over here on the super west side of Surprise. And every day after school, I used to have to go to school, go work out with the baseball team, play catch, run the mile, and start condition. And I never got a ride from my parents or the after school bus because school was still brand new. So I had to literally walk from there all the way till like I'd say about the middle of Surprise. So it's like it was a good 4 to 5 mile walk I had to do every day after school, after baseball workouts. And eventually I started taking a couple of baseballs to the knees and still have to walk home. And I'm limping. I'm like, yeah, screw this. This is not worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was back during my.
How do you take a baseball to the knee?
This is guy that he couldn't throw a baseball to save his life. He's literally, and for the audience listeners, take your elbow, stick it up, stick your hand up, and just from this motion, fully, your hands literally 90 degrees upwards, just throw it like that.
Flick of the wrist.
Just flick your wrist as if you're shooting a basketball, sort of. But you're throwing a baseball. And of course, he never extended his shoulder all the way back, so he kept, just throwing it really low and really as hard as he could sometimes. And I'd barely ricochet off my glove and hit me right in the knee. I was actually bruised for a good week and a half. And I was like, "Hey, Manny, look what you did to me, dog." Oh man,
Some people just aren't athletic.
yeah, maybe they should have cut him from the team.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't cut, but I just stopped showing up. They were like, "Hey man, how come you weren't in practice?" I'm like, my leg's killing me. And by then, once it healed up, then I'd already grown lazy.
You were over it.
Mm-hmm. I was already over it. But what high school did you go to?
Dysart High School for the first 3 years, and then Sundown Ridge for senior year. It's technically not a school; it's a program.
Yeah.
Pretty much for the dumb kids to catch up and graduate on time.
Oh, the troubled youth that struggled with
troubled youth
with education. Well, I knew a lot of people that they weren't dumb. They just got mixed up with the wrong crowd. And I knew some ones that were that just refused to do the work and needed a little extra push.
Other people would call that dumb.
But oh man, but yeah, I'm familiar with the Sundown program. I know for a minute it was they actually had a classroom over at Shadow Ridge High School.
Yeah. I went there after they moved over by Asante Library.
Yeah, over on 163rd and Grand. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So, man, that's one drive.
Yeah, it was like a 45-minute bus ride after all the stops and everything.
Yeah. Oh, and like I said, and Grand Avenue then wasn't as developed as it is now with all the. Because it was back when it was still like 45 to 35 miles per hour, and they were still building that bridge for the 303. Oh man, that must have been a nightmare.
I mean, I didn't mind. It was a nice little nap before and after school.
Oh no, not me. I still rode with like all the loud freshmen for a minute, and I remember like freshman Friday, I was just like, oh, come on, man. Got to put my books in my backpack and just dodge the pennies. And I was very short when I was in high school. Like I didn't hit my growth spurt until like after I graduated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so a lot of people confused me for a freshman up until like senior year. Senior year, I was driving, but I'd already grown a mustache too, so they were able to leave me alone.
That's funny.
But
I had the opposite problem. My freshman year, everyone thought I was like a teacher. I looked like an old man. It was quite confusing. Well,
even now with the with our crew, like, because you can't really grow facial hair. No. Everyone confuses you for a little kid anyways.
Yeah, they think I'm young now.
And here I am, the youngest one out of all of us with a full beard.
Yeah.
Not right now. I shave, but that's for personal purposes. Oh man, but it sucks because we could have gone to high school together. I know another coworker of ours, Miguel. He and I were very close to going to the same high school together.
Did he even go to high school?
Yeah, he went to Valley Vista.
Inside joke.
Yeah. But I think we picked a good spot to wrap up. Hey, who knows? This might just turn into a regular hobby. This is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for helping me out with my school project. I'll be seeing you on
soon enough.
Sometime next week. 'Cause you're on vacation right now.
Yeah.
And so I got to cover your shifts.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, I'll see you sometime next week. I think it's probably going to be like a Thursday.
Probably.
All right. Well, until then, thank you all for listening, and I'll see y'all later.
Adios.